Hello and welcome. Today we're going to demystify a pretty complex topic, the prevent duty, and what it really means for those of you working with apprentices. Our goal is to make it clear, practical, and honestly, a lot less intimidating. So let's dive right in. Okay, let's just tackle the biggest concern right off the bat, the question that's probably on everyone's mind. When you hear about things like extremism and radicalization, you might start to wonder, wait, am I now supposed to be some kind of thought police? Do I have to monitor every single political view an apprentice has? And the answer to that is a clear and simple no. Absolutely not. Your role isn't about policing, it's about safeguarding. And that is the fundamental shift in perspective we're going to explore today. This is all about care, not about criminalization. So here's our roadmap. First, we'll redefine prevent as a safeguarding tool. Then we'll look at how to move from just noticing signs to actually having a constructive dialogue. Third, we'll walk through the simple safeguarding process to follow. And finally, we'll talk about how to build a resilient environment that helps protect everyone. All right, let's start with our first section. The whole idea here is that your role isn't about being an enforcer, it's about being a supportive guardian in an apprentice's life. So what is the prevent duty, really? Well, think of it as early help, but in the ideological space. You know, just like you notice and support a learner who's struggling with their mental health or a tough situation at home, prevent is just about noticing when someone might be vulnerable to extremist ideas and, you guessed it, providing support early on. This chart just nails the difference in approach. On the left, you have policing thought, debating politics, trying to win arguments. That's not our job. On the right is what we're actually doing, noticing vulnerability, describing specific behaviors we see, and always focusing on the apprentice's well-being and offering support. It's a total shift from confrontation to care. Okay, now for our second section. Let's get really practical about how you can notice potential risks and respond with genuine curiosity, not with accusation. And here's something that's so important to remember. You're not looking for some grand declaration or a written manifesto. That's movie stuff. In reality, risk usually shows up in much more subtle ways, in patterns of small, noticeable changes in how someone acts or what they say over time. So what do these small changes actually look like? Well, here are some concrete safeguarding signals. Maybe you notice their language becoming really absolute, dehumanizing, like calling whole groups of people evil. Or perhaps there's a new obsession with violent content. Maybe they're pulling away from old friends and just repeating phrases that don't even sound like them. Now, these aren't proof of anything, but they are signals to get curious. And if you do decide it's time to have a conversation, this right here is your guiding principle. Keep the temperature low and the dignity high. The whole point is to open up a dialogue, not to create a big confrontation that just shuts everything down. It's about making sure the person feels respected, not shamed. Here's a simple little framework for that conversation. And you'll see, it's not an interrogation. You start by asking open questions, like, hey, where did you see that? Then you can ask what they find persuasive about that viewpoint. You could gently ask if they've seen other perspectives. And through it all, you're always bringing the focus back to their well-being. So, let's say you've had that initial chat. What's next? Well, that brings us right to section 3, the safeguarding process. This is all about what you do with a concern once you have one. The process itself really boils down to a simple, repeatable habit. 3 steps. First, listen well to what the apprentice is actually telling you. Second, record your concerns clearly and factually. And third, and this is key, refer them promptly to your organization's designated safeguarding lead, or DSL. Remember, you are not expected to handle this alone. Now, recording your concerns the right way is absolutely vital. This slide shows us exactly how. Be specific. Describe behavior. Don't just slap a label on someone. Use their direct quotes if you can. Keep it factual, keep it neutral. And definitely avoid adding your own opinions or jumping to conclusions. A clear, neutral record is what helps the DSL make a really informed decision. And through all of this, the one concept to keep in mind is proportionality. Not every concerning comment needs a massive intervention. Lots of young people explore edgy ideas and come to no harm at all. Your role is just to bring the picture to the DSL, who can then weigh all the factors and decide on a response that's proportionate. All right, on to our final section, being proactive. It's all about creating a resilient environment.
this is how we build a culture that helps protect apprentices from harm in the first place.
A huge part of this is teaching what you could call digital hygiene. I mean, we live in a world of algorithms that are designed to push extreme content, so we can empower apprentices with some really simple habits. Encourage them to follow diverse sources, to question things that just feel designed to make them angry, and to just take breaks from their screens. Honestly, these are just good life skills for anyone. Okay, theory is one thing, but how does all this look in practice? Let's make it really concrete with 2 quick case studies to see how these principles come together in the real world. In our first case, we have an apprentice who's amplifying some pretty harmful stuff online. They're not planning anything, but their empathy just seems dulled. So you follow the process. You check in, ask those open questions, record the specifics, and you refer. And look at the outcome. It's not punishment. It's a supportive conversation and some pastoral care, proportional and genuinely helpful. Now, in our second case, a younger apprentice starts using hateful language they've picked up from some live streamer. Here, the action is twofold. You have to intervene right in the moment to uphold workplace standards, but you also explore the issue privately later. The DSL then works with the employer to reinforce those standards and, again, to support the apprentice. And that really brings us to the ultimate takeaway. This quote just perfectly captures the whole spirit of what we're talking about. Prevent isn't some dramatic, separate duty you have to perform. It's most effective when it's just ordinary, when it's an integrated part of what you already do, helping your apprentices feel like they belong, encouraging them to think for themselves, and supporting them to make good choices. That's not policing. That's just great teaching and mentorship.